As a president, America has relied on me to provide you with the best motivation and solutions to issues. During my presidency, I have been in the midst of certain issues such as the American Revolution, the Whiskey Rebellion, and Native Americans. Citizens felt as if it was unfair to be taxed during the Whiskey Rebellion, but in order for me to obtain my power and keep my status of authority, I chose to use the military to force them to get over it. In a nutshell, even for the minorities, I used the military force. As an example of this, and these thus actions where we wanted land from the Native Americans, we basically went into a battle with them, and we've gotten it. The battle of it took place in around 1794, and we named it the Battle of Fallen Timbers. We ended this with the Treaty of Greenville, but on the contrary, when we strive to stay neutral, as I would say, we did not fight in the French Revolution or in certain circumstances. I encourage the government to stay out of that mess, to stay neutral, to stay balanced within America, because America is the best country. Most conflict were previously there, whether it was made up from the citizens or it was from those big-nosed Native Americans or the useless slaves. Either or, I did what I could to help this beloved country, America.
John Adams. John Adams was the second president of the United States. John Adams was better as a political philosopher rather than a politician. While John Adams was president, he encountered the Revolutionary War. Adams helped negotiate the Treaty of Peace in France and Holland. French and British War caused great difficulties for the United States, so Adams decided to get involved. Adams' administration focused on France, while Adams sent 3 commissioners to France. After France did not accept negotiation with the U.S. and France had tension. After several counts of negotiation, the war between the U.S. and France ended.
Hello, my name is Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States. I was very influential in the growth of our nation. One major thing I contributed during my presidency was the Louisiana Purchase. In the beginning, Federalists opposed the purchase for a couple of reasons. First, they were against it because they felt that I was overstepping the Constitution to purchase the land, and felt that if they had done the same thing, I would have objected on constitutional grounds. They also believed that buying the land would alienate us from Britain and cause tension between us. The last reason is that there were already people living in the area, French, Spaniards, and some free Africans, and they struggled over the decision on whether or not we should grant them citizenship. Eventually, I chose to go through with the purchase with France for $15 million. We signed the treaty with France on April 30th, and I told the American people of our new acquisition on July 4th. We didn't actually get the land until December 20th, 1803, but we got it nonetheless. New Orleans became the new capital of the New Orleans Territory, and St. Louis became the capital of the Louisiana Territory. The purchase ended up increasing our national territory by 140% and benefited the growth of all our people.
Hello everyone. I am founding father of the United States and the 4th president, serving from 1809 through 1817. I composed the first drafts of the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights and was given the name the Father of the Constitution. During my presidency, I faced problems overseas from Britain and France. They attacked our American ships following the embargo. To impeding the U.S. trade, Britain took our soldiers for their own navy and began supporting American Indians in the battle against U.S. settlers. Trade stopped between the U.S. and Europe, hurting American merchants once again. New England threatened secession from the Union. The Federalists undermined my efforts, and I was forced to flee to Washington, D.C. in August 1814. As the War of 1812 continued, I ran against Federalist candidate DeWitt Clinton and won. Despite my victory, I was criticized and blamed for the difficulties stemming from the war. Finally wearied from battle, Britain and the United States agreed to negotiate an end to the war. The Treaty of Ghent was signed in December 1814 in Europe. Even though I was blamed for errors of the war, I was eventually hailed for my triumphs. As British troops invaded and burned buildings, including the White House, the Capitol, and the library, after my 2 terms in office, I left Washington, D.C. in 1817 and returned to Montpelier with my wife. Despite the challenges that I have encountered during my presidency, I was still respected as a great thinker, communicator, and speaker.
My name is President James Monroe, and one of the main conflicts during my time as president was European influence in the Americas, and basically we solved this problem by creating the Monroe Doctrine, which stopped all European influence in the Americas, and we agreed that if European nations would stop interfering in American conflicts, and we would stop interfering in conflicts in Europe and would stay neutral in all European wars.